The expression through your eyes. That sour split with tequila. Just a suggestion of minds. See in the back of the mind, you stimulate my mind with disregard the laughs.
Ready to bring Dr. Wright in.
Hey, forgive me. This is my very first live, so thank you so much for having me. And forgive me for being
your live virginity.
Yes. I didn't know quite what I was doing, but thank you so much for helping me.
It's all right. Dr. Wright, let me tell you something. I love when we have these inaugural, situations, because it gives us an opportunity to bond in a different way. So I am excited to have you. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Letitia Wright, America's crowdfunding strategist. And listen, now, Dr. Wright, I normally like to talk, but I need you to talk tonight because I need you to give us crowdfunding for dummies. I want you to introduce yourself because this is about you. It's about the woman behind the crowdfunding strategist. However, I really want you to just go in and talk about crowdfunding from the, definition to some of the high points to operationalization of it and some of the pros and cons, because I want people to understand the importance of this topic. We live in a world full of scamming, honey.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm in Atlanta.
Yes, I think that crowdfunding does attract some scammers because it kind of looks scammy. And so people think, oh, it's a scam, so let me come and use this as a scam. So I will say it is a little bit of the Wild Wild West out there. You do have to be very perceptive. I only do business crowdfunding. I don't do personal crowdfunding. So when people are talking about they need money for rent and their kids and somebody burnt up in a car accident, I don't do any of that because I cannot check and see anybody's medical records. You legally can't go check that. I can check and see if a business is legal. I can go and check on business things. You cannot check people's personal records. So unless I know that person, I'm not going to give to a personal crowdfunding situation because I can't check and see if that is going on. Right now, there's the daughter of John Amos. She's crowdfunding for him, saying he's having abuse. His son is on TikTok all the time with him, and he looks healthy. I don't know if he's having problems or not. He's saying, I'm good, I got money and I'm good. She's saying, no, that's not the situation. It could be he's having terrible situation. We don't know, but I can't go and check his personal finances. I have no way of checking and seeing what's going on. So I'm gonna leave that alone. It's crowdfunding. It looks like it's a fight between his daughter and his son about his care. And I'm going to leave all that alone. She's raising money. She's raised about $12,000. If you feel some kind of way and you know her and you have some inside sight, okay. I don't know him. I don't know his children. I don't know his situation. I'm going to leave that alone. So I'm here to talk to you all about business crowdfunding. If you are coming into this, you're watching this on a replay, this is all about your business. Now, you do not have to be a big business to crowdfund. You can be a small business or about to start your small business and crowdfund. So don't let anybody tell you you got to be raising millions of dollars. I teach people how to raise $5,000 just with the people in their phone. Just with the people in their phone. Because you guys are missing the point of crowdfunding. Is about your crowd. Not my crowd, not what I could do, but what you can do. And it is about your crowd. And it is not about swindling your crowd. And it's not about, well, why? I had this one person, she kept saying, why would somebody give me money? Why would somebody give me money? Well, I could just run off with the money. And I said, you could, but they're your crowd. Why would you do your people like that? You're not going to run off with your people's money. They're your people. So it's your crowd. And they're not giving you money. This is business. Everybody say business. Somebody type business in the comments. I know you out there. Type business in the comments. This is about business, baby. Business, baby. So they're not giving you money. They're not giving you money. They are paying for something, and you are giving them what they pay for. They are, thank you, Umar. Good evening, Umar. They are giving you what you pay for. So there are two things in crowdfunding that they're going to pay for. They are either going to pay to invest in your company, and you're going to give them money because when they invest, they're looking for money. Thank you, Heavenly, for saying business. Or they're going to prepay for they're going to prepay for a piece of what you're giving them, a service or product. They're going to prepay for a product. So, Lily,
okay,
do you have a book? Go ahead.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, so you said the first thing is, and because I want to make sure we're running it back. Guys, if you're just checking in, Dr. Letitia just told you something very important. Number one, you need to understand we are talking business crowdfunding. She not talking about supplementing the life insurance that you need to go and purchase. She is talking about business crowdfunding. And Letitia, I want to highlight something you said. She simply said this: your business crowdfunding starts within your own crowd, not everybody else's crowd. You're not paying, those people aren't paying you. They're paying for the service or product or thing that you're providing for them. Letitia, that's good. That's good. But anyway, keep going.
That's the big misunderstanding. Once you understand that, you have the proper attitude to crowdfund, and now the sky's the limit. Now's the sky, because your tribe will support you in what you're doing.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
So if you have a big tribe, you have a bigger way to go. If you have a smaller tribe, you're going to start out smaller. Now, the good thing about crowdfunding is that you can do it over and over and over again. It's not just limited to one time and now I can't do it no more. You can do it over and over again. So that's the great thing about crowdfunding, right? Because your tribe gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The people that you see that crowdfund $100,000 and they sell out the first time, that's not the first time they ever crowdfunded. They grew their tribe. Okay. They grew their tribe and they went back to the same people and it grew bigger. And then they took that group and they grew bigger. And then they were able to get to $100,000 and sell out. Those companies have been crowdfunding for years. That wasn't their first time at the party. And it never has to be the first time at your party. Yeah, you're going to do a smaller crowd fund. You might not be able to raise $100,000, but you know what? If you raise $5,000, you are successful.
You're doing something. Letitia, say that one more time, because see, this is the thing, and you already know, amongst those of us who, you know, are a little melanated, we think that the first time we do something, we're supposed to get in $20,000, $30,000. That $1,000 is more than you had yesterday for your business. More than
you had yesterday. And here's the thing. Do not let somebody tell you, well, you can't do nothing with $1,000. You can't do nothing with $5,000. You are a poor entrepreneur if you sit up there and tell me you can't do nothing with $1,000. Because I know a whole lot of people, if I give them $1,000, they're going to come back to me in 3 months with $5,000.
So somebody. If you will reinvest it in your business so you can make some money.
Exactly. So if you can't do it, don't worry about it. I can find other people that I can show them how to get $1,000, and in months they will come back and say, Dr. Wright, I now have made $5,000. It'll be slow. Yeah, when you only have $1,000, it takes you longer time to make money in your business. You can't make $10,000 in one day when you only have $1,000. I understand that, but that's okay. Pace is not your problem. Hi, Brooke. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pace is not your problem. Don't worry about how fast you're going. Those people that tell you they make $10,000 in one day, they never tell you how much they're spending. Those people that are talking about $1 million launches, they never told you they spent $1 million too. They never told you that. So I'm not telling you how to spend more money than you're making, baby. I'm telling you how to make money and move forward.
Guys, let me tell you something. If y'all don't invite y'all friends to this live right now, Dr. Letitia is sitting here telling the truth. And guys, you know, I don't do a whole lot of name dropping and all of that stuff, but I need y'all to understand, okay? Dr. Wright has been on a myriad of platforms, major platforms, talking about crowdfunding. She even started a program called the Are You an Entrepreneur program for previously incarcerated women. So she's not new to this. She is true to this. And she's telling you some real stuff. Like Dr. Wright, I love the fact that you keep it real, because you know everybody, oh, I'm going to teach you how to become a millionaire in 90 days. How?
How? The thing is, the people who became millionaires in 90 days started at a higher platform than maybe you started at. It can
They
be
probably got PPP money.
okay. Oh, and that's a whole girl. We could tell some stories about that, can't we? We could tell you some whole PPP stories, and some of them people are already clink clink. So you know, we ain't even got to talk about that. But this is the thing. A lot of the times the people, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying make sure you're on the same platform that they're on. You see, we can all do what Bezos did if we all had $300,000 from our parents. $300,000 in 1970s money from our parents. See, we can all do that. See, FUBU money, he made FUBU money. Do you realize his mama was able to refinance her house and give him $300,000 from her house? Do you know how much money FUBU's house, his mama's house, had to be worth? She was able to give him $300,000. Most of us could not get that from our parents, even our parents that owned houses. My parents owned their house. I come from a long line of people that all owned their property, okay? So if you can't get that kind of loan from your parents, you can't start with that kind of jump off, it's going to be harder for you to reach that. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not a dream buster. I'm just saying you can't do it exactly the way they did it.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about crowdfunding being able to level the playing field for you. Because how many friends does it take for you to make $5,000? See, 250 friends can give you $25 and you got $5,000. 250 friends, you got 250 friends in your telephone book. Because if something happened to you tomorrow, we have to have a funeral, 250 people are going to show up.
Absolutely.
That's how I know.
If not
That's
more.
how I know. That's what the old folks used to say. I know you got 250 friends because that's who's going to show up at your funeral.
Hello, somebody. Trying to see how you looked and how they put you away.
Right. How'd they put them away? Did they do them right or did they do them dirty? Right? And some people going to be glad they did you right and some people going to be mad they did you right. So
hello, somebody.
The whole thing is crowdfunding is here to level the playing field. If you don't come from a family where somebody's going to lend you millions of dollars, they're going to give you, they're going to kick the door open for you. Crowdfunding can do that for you, but you have to use it right. You can't come at it like it's some kind of game to swindle people, because it's not. It's part of making your tribe part of the dream that you have and bringing them with you on this journey. Some people are going to believe you and support you, and some people are not. You just walk away from the people who are not. You don't spend time converting them. You don't spend time convincing them. You take the people who are with you and you go as far as you can go. If that's the $5,000 mark, the $10,000 mark, the $15,000 mark, go as far as you can go, raise as much as you can raise, do as much as you can do, reward those people, and then you can start again. Crowdfunding can be, you can still get a business loan, you can still get a grant, you can still do all those other things you want to do. Hey, Reverend Bull, then you can still do all those things you want to do. You do not have to kick those other things to the side. Crowdfunding can be part of it, but you do have to learn crowdfunding. You cannot look at somebody else's crowdfunding and know how they did it. There are a lot of people out there like, I read 10,000 Kickstarters and now I know how to do it. You don't, because you don't know capacity. Because here's the thing. I know some famous people. If I know some famous people that can help me with some stuff, am I going to get a little bit farther than you, Lily Mae? You don't know nobody.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Lily does know some famous people too, but just pretend for a minute you don't.
Girl, look, don't be telling the folks that, because you know when you get on here and say stuff like that, your inbox start jumping. Don't call me. If you didn't call me before I start talking to Dr. Letitia Wright, don't call me now.
But you know the point. You know the point. If I know Chris Rock,
Yep.
and I'm about to crowdfund, I'm gonna get a little further than if you don't know Chris Rock.
And he better give
I'm gonna get a
you
little further.
10,000 off the cuff.
Right. I'm gonna get a little further.
Yeah.
That's my whole point. My whole point is you don't know who they know. You don't know what happened behind the scenes. So don't look at somebody else's crowdfunding and go, well, they did this, I could do that. You don't know what they did behind the scenes. There are certain rules to crowdfunding that work that you have to employ to make it work for you. Crowdfunding is almost an art. There are certain things that seem like they make sense, but they don't. Like everybody says, well, since there are so many crowdfunding sites, literally there are over 2,000 crowdfunding sites, and I have a list of them. I have a list of 150 that I think are decent. If people want to hit me up, I'll send it to you. It's free. It's just on a little list. If they think, oh, well, I'll put my crowdfunding project on all 150 lists, and I'll make tons of money that way. No, it doesn't work like that. Think of physics. Physics, I know some of y'all didn't cheat it out of physics, but let's just go together.
I don't know, Letitia. You might be messing up, but go ahead. Look, I follow you, but I'm just saying.
The point is that focus. When you focus on one thing, your concentration is very strong. When you focus on a bunch of things, your concentration is weak. That's physics. So when you have your crowdfunding on one page, the focus is very strong, the money can come in. When you have it on a whole bunch of pages, it's weak and nothing gets done because you cannot give all those pages attention. No. It's as simple as that. So don't be like, I'm going to do GoFundMe and I'm going to do Kickstarter and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to rake the money in. It ain't going to work like that.
So Letitia, let's put a pin in it. So guys, if you're just checking in, like I said, if you are independent artist out there, this is for you. If you are a startup makeup artist, this is for you. If you're an independent record label, this is for you. If you're an author, this is for you. This business crowdfunding, I'm gonna say mini Webby is all about talking about crowdfunding and talking about the strategy and the specifics. Now listen, if you want one-on-one, you need to hit up Dr. Wright and just let her know, hey, I listened to you on It's Consulting Time. I want to know more about crowdfunding. Let's book a consultation. What she's doing right now is she's giving you the facts about crowdfunding so that you don't go over here to TikTok with these people that's out here just doing some unseemly things and you get suckered in. I bring people like Dr. Wright over here to It's Consulting Time for you so that she can help you. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of scams out here. When we came on, we first talked about how crowdfunding can get scammy, and she gave you an example of really not knowing what's going on. And so you want a person like Dr. Letitia Wright, who has proven to be successful. She's America's crowdfunding strategist, baby. That's all I'm saying. And Lily may know her, so yeah. While you're out here chasing the wrong people, you need to be making sure you chase folks like Dr. Letitia Wright. Now, back to you, Dr. Letitia Wright. Can you speak to the platforms?
The different platforms work differently. So please do read all of the TOS, the terms of service. They all have different terms of service. Some of them, if you don't raise all of your money, you get none of the money. Some of them, if you raise part of the money, you get part of the money. So please read all of the terms of service so you know what's happening. Yes, it's tedious. Yes, it's boring, but read them. Read them before you use them. The other thing is that each of the, all the websites have different rules. Some websites, you can't do this, you can't do that. You need to know what you can do. There are really crowdfunding websites for everything. If you want to do music, I highly recommend those of you who are independent music people, crowdfund your next record. Really the very first crowdfunding project ever was a music project, was an album. The first thing ever in the history of crowdfunding. Yes. Well, technically, the first thing that was ever crowdfunded was the Statue of Liberty, but that's a story for another time. But I mean, modern crowdfunding, it was music. So all of you guys with music projects, you should be getting your fans together and you should be pre-selling your next record, your next CD, your next album, CD, however it is. Be an independent artist, publish yourself. You should be crowdfunding. Those that are writing books, pre-sell your book. You don't need to go to a publisher. You don't need to write more books. It had the old days of writing 5,000 books and having them stacked up in your garage forever. Those days are over. If you only sell 200 books, just print 200 books and keep it pushing. How about that?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Then do your next book. Sell to the 200 people that you know are fans. You got their address. You didn't sell it on Amazon, so you don't know who they are and don't know where to ship it to and don't have no contact with them. You actually have these people's name and address and they're fans, and you can email them and you can talk to them and you can tell them the next book is coming out. Do you want it? See, no more writing a book and then trying to sell it. Sell your book and then write it. That's how you get paid to write.
Wow, guys, I'm telling you, listen, all of my independent creatives, I'm not talking about any discipline specific, all of my independent creatives right now, I charge you to invite 5 people here right now. Invite 5 people here right now, because this is the thing. This information that Dr. Wright is giving you right now, someone else would charge you $500 to sit in their masterclass, and 9 times out of 10, they probably are not going to be as genuine and as highly recommended as Dr. Wright. Shout out to Brooke. Brooke is utterly amazing. She definitely made this connection. And Dr. Letitia, I am so excited that she made this connection, because crowdfunding was one of the things that Frank over at the record label, that we talked about. You know, we talked about it relative to our program, because even as an independent record label, you know, I come from an academic background. I wanted to develop a program to teach these independent artists the business and how not to get scammed, because they know the legalities and the fiscal piece of the business. And so we talked about crowdfunding and we did a little bit of the research, but see, now we're at a point where, okay, now we can set up a meeting with Dr. Letitia Wright, and we can say, all right, Letitia, look, this is what we've already done. We've done all of this research. We just don't know which way to go next.
Right. We can easily set up a crowdfunding acceleration program for your artists. And what we can do is we can set it up together, have them go through it so they understand what it is, and we can figure out whether they need to do done with you or done for you or do it yourself program, and then meter it out that way. So definitely we'll have a talk after this. There's a lot that
Absolutely.
we can do.
There's
Absolutely.
a lot that we can do. Absolutely.
But they need to have that as a skill in their pocket, and your company can help them with that skill, and it still be beneficial to the company as well as to them. So we can definitely have a conversation about that.
Absolutely. So Dr. Wright, all right, so you talked to us a little bit about, you know, operationalizing crowdfunding. You talked to us about the platforms and the importance of reviewing the terms of service. What would you say are your top 3 favorite crowdfunding platforms?
I don't really have a favorite top funding platform, because it's not like a Prince Charming. What it is that different platforms work for different things. The number 1 platform that moves the most money is Kickstarter, because they move almost $2 million a day. The oldest platform and very first platform is Indiegogo. So I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have a favorite platform. It depends on what my clients are trying to do. And there are so many different platforms, and also it depends on how sophisticated their tribe is. Some tribes are going to look at Kickstarter and it's going to be too much for them. They need a very simple platform. If your people are not web people and do not want to be on a complicated platform, there are times when I actually just have clients just do the fundraising on their own website, cut out all these platforms, because depending upon what you're doing, it depends upon what you're doing. Not
Okay.
all things can be done on your website, but depending upon what you're doing, you may be able to do it on your own website, and you may not need a platform. So the platform is not everything. It really depends on what you're doing, who your tribe is. Some tribes are very sophisticated and technical, and some tribes are not. They're going to get confused quickly. They're going to click off. A confused mind says no. So we don't want to put people who are not technical, okay, and put them. If you are crowdfunding from your church, they would rather you talk to them and let them give you a holy handshake than for them to go online, because they believe that they get online and they touch the wrong button, porn is going to jump off that screen into their eyeballs, and they're going to sin before the Lord. So they're not going to take no chances on going online and pushing the wrong button.
You're right about
they would rather give you the holy handshake and keep it pushing. So it absolutely depends. I have zero favorite, and I'm not sponsored by any website. So
Absolutely.
I have no favorite.
Oh.
No Prince Charming out. It's all about you. It's all about you.
No, that's right. So, Dr. Wright, what now? We got to go back now. What is it that really motivated and kind of influenced you to become such a crowdfunding guru? Like, what was that moment when you was like, okay, I got to teach people how to do this?
So, way back in the day, like, what? We're talking 2009.
Okay. I
had some friends that were raising money for films. One set of friends raised $55,000, and one set of friends raised $35,000 for a film. And they asked me to help because they thought, she's so good at this social media stuff. I was on Twitter very early, had 70,000 followers on Twitter, so they thought I was the stuff. I helped. We raised money, and they said crowdfunding, but I didn't really get that we were crowdfunding, because the way they were raising money is how, when you're a filmmaker, because I have my own television show, I've done 4 films, I'm in the media world also. That's how we're taught to make films. I don't know if you've ever taken a course on how to do an independent film, but the way they were raising money, that is how you're taught to raise money for an independent film. It's very close to crowdfunding. And so I didn't get that they were crowdfunding. I just thought we were raising money for an independent film. Like, this is what you do, and this is how we do it. And then I had a friend that was talking about crowdfunding and raising money for a book called A Pug Named Fender. He had created this comic series online called A Pug Named Fender, a pug named Fender. And it was really, really cute. And he started off with the campaign is, you wish your dog smelled like me. It was sort of taken off of the Old Spice. Remember when we had that brother doing the Old Spice commercials? He's like, yeah, you wish your man smelled like me. Remember that? His name is Mufasa. But the actor's name is actually, his real name in real life is Mufasa, but he's an actor. But he was doing all of that. He was fine. He was fine. But he was doing all those, you wish your man smelled like me. And he's like, I'm on a horse. And he was like, all of that whole campaign. Okay, so the pug was kind of doing that kind of thing. And it was very, very cool. We became friends in real life. And he had this comic strip. Well, his pug passed away. And as a way to kind of get over the grief, he began drawing these comics about his pug enjoying hip hop and meeting Letitia and meeting Common and all, just meeting all these hip hop people. That was his way of getting over it. So he wanted to turn that into a book, and so he crowdfunded it. And I watched him do the process, and I thought, that's what entrepreneurs need, because this is the last recession. We're talking about 2008.
Yes.
And I thought, this is what entrepreneurs need, because they can't get money from the banks. This is how they're going to get money from the banks. And I started trying to study crowdfunding. There were literally 2 crowdfunding books in the Amazon store. I read those. Wow. There was nobody teaching Amazon and nobody teaching crowdfunding. And so I called 10 of my friends and I said, I'm going to do this thing, crowdfunding, for my business. So it sort of went like this. I called them up. It's like, hey, Lily, girl, pick up the phone, Lily. Pick up the phone. Hey,
hello.
How you doing? Okay, girl.
Girl, I'm good.
Listen, I got this thing called crowdfunding. Will you let me raise money for your business? I'm not going to teach you, but I'm kind of new at it, but I'm just trying to really learn how to do it. Can I do that for you?
Girl, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna call you back with the details. Okay.
Okay. All right,
And
bye.
that's
I know
how it
that's
went.
right.
That's how it went with 10 friends. And so I did 10 crowdfunding campaigns. 6 went great. 4 went terrible. You can still see the smoke burning from here. It was bad.
Oh my God,
But
really?
I took notes, and I had to learn how to do it by doing it. And then I said, entrepreneurs have got to learn how this stuff works. The entrepreneurs. So I called the SBA in Los Angeles, Small Business Administration, and I said, who is teaching crowdfunding? And they were like, what's crowdfunding? I said, I'm teaching crowdfunding. When you want me to come in? And I started teaching crowdfunding at the Small Business Administration. And I started teaching crowdfunding everywhere. And I started doing crowdfunding. I started raising, the biggest single raise was $230,000 for someone who created a game called Goldie Blocks. It was an engineering game for girls. And I just started teaching from there. And so a lot of people would hire me to speak because I covered the Black woman and Latina spot. If they hired me on a panel, they had a woman, they had a Black person, they had a Latina person, and they were happy. And so, you know, that's how it started. And that was way back in 2010. That was before President Obama signed it into law. And I've been doing it ever since. And now I teach at an international business school. I'll be teaching in Thailand next year. I teach around the world, around the country. I've taught in Holland. I've taught in Canada. I've taught in Grand Cayman. I've taught in Thailand before. We were supposed to teach in Vietnam, but COVID had hit, and Vietnam squashed the school from going there. So I didn't get to teach in Vietnam. I've taught virtually, of course, everywhere around the world. And that's what I've been doing, teaching business owners how to use crowdfunding as part of their financial stack when it comes to raising capital.
You know what Brooke said? I'm gonna tell you what Brooke said. She said, Lily, she said, I really think you're gonna like Letitia. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I think you're gonna love her. And I was like, And now I see why she said that. Guys, listen. I hope you're watching right now, but if you're watching or listening on ID 104 Radio, I need you to make sure that you are checking out Dr. Letitia Wright. This is not the last you're going to hear from her, because I am going to learn more about crowdfunding, and I'm going to start a campaign very, very soon with the assistance of Dr. Wright, and we're going to see just how great we can be. And so, Dr. Wright, let everybody know how they can make contact with you if they want to schedule a consultation, and any other announcements or shout outs that you want to give.
Absolutely. Number one, I want to thank Power of Oneness. She is here supporting me. She is a client. She is a beautiful person. I got a whole nother story. She's been in one of my movies, and she's such a powerful spiritual person. This woman came into a hotel and cleansed the whole atmosphere of a hotel, like just with her meditation. So if you ain't following Power of Oneness, you missing out. So thank you so much, Power of Oneness, for showing up. I always feel empowered and just like sort of like, you got somebody that got your back, you know what I mean? It's like she's
yes,
here,
ma'am.
Like, nothing's gonna go wrong. So thank you, Power of Oneness. Thank you, Felicia. Her name is Felicia. Thank you, Felicia, for showing up. Okay, so first of all, if any of you would like to have a conversation with me about your crowdfunding, your thoughts about crowdfunding, and seeing if we can work together, there is a possibility. I don't work for free. I'm just going to tell you up front, Mama is not free. Mama is not even cheap. But I will share with you. I will, see if we can work together. And we do have financing and all that good stuff. So you're going to go to, I just happen to have it written down here, but it's backwards, so I can't change that. It's going to be Dr. Wright. YouCanBook.me. Dr. Wright. YouCanBook.me. So that will give you some time on my calendar. It'll book you in, it'll lock you in. You'll see exactly what's available. And because you came from here, I'm happy to talk with you, happy to share with you the realities. Talk to me about what your questions are so you can understand how it really works, and we can figure out what can work for you. And then Lily, as far as you and your company, I think that there's a broader perspective. Yes, we can do a crowdfunding for you, but I think that there's a program that we can set up to work, that you can put in place for your artists. And I would love to show you how to put that in place. And so
Absolutely.
it could be something that's running on a regular basis. So
That's
I'd
it.
love for us to
That's
have a
it.
conversation. Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? That's it. And guys, once again, I want to shout out all of the independent creatives who stopped by, even if you only stopped by for a little while. I see a couple of you stayed. Don P Live, DBIC. I know Heavenly Desserts. She stayed. Skyfall Records, K-Note Streets. Guys, this is the type of information you need. I know y'all like to go to all these places and take pictures with people just to say you met them. But guys, the Dr. Letitia Wrights of the world are the people that can truly help you elevate to the next level. I'm just saying, because guess what? Financial backing is what you need, and that's what she's here to assist you with. So guys, I would much rather you invest your money into a program that works. And those are the types of programs that we're offering. We're offering you programs that work, programs that give you the knowledge and skills you need to be safe and secure in these entertainment streets. Dr. Wright, thank you so much for dropping by. I know this is not the end. We will have a conversation so that we can get some things on the books. Brooke, shout out to you and your amazing public relations agency and how you made this connection. And shout out to each and every one of you. Make sure that you go over, download the Live 365 app, and tune into ID 104 Radio, where we are serving you a distinct taste of culture with our fusion of AM and FM radio. It's your girl, Lily Mae, and remember, it's consulting time, and we'll be right back.